my head. Okay, that's like maybe a little bit. It's still cutting off the top of my head and I don't like it. Whatever. Nope. No, that's better. Okay. Oh, I see people coming in. Let me know who's here. Hi. Hi, Christina. How are you? Would you like a reading? I got the cards out. We're drinking. We're having a good time. Kind of like a little slumber party. You get to ask me questions. Sorry, I just keep looking over to my screen over there because that's where I can see all the comments. Let me know if you're here. Oh, sweet. Did you have like a particular question or do you want me to just do like a general reading, like a little mini read? Let me know what you want. Hi, how are you? Hi, how's everybody doing, guys? You got Marco in the house, Jamie in the house. I'm just waiting to see if Christina's got a question. If not, I'm just going to grab a couple of cards real quick. I got my tarot deck out, but if you guys want a particular card, like a particular set of cards that I have, I can certainly do that too. Postcards from Spirit, that's usually like a lot, a favorite of people's. Also my spirit animal deck. General? All right. So if you guys wanted to choose, but this is my tarot deck. Christina, be really careful about overspending. Be very careful about overspending. If you're overspending already, be careful of the budget. You're going to need a tight budget. I got the 9 of coins and the knight, and the 9 of coins, 9 and knight of coins in reverse, which is leading me to believe that maybe we might be making the money that we think we're making, but we're overspending, or maybe our bills are too high, but it's more of a negative than a positive. We're losing more than we're gaining. You also got 3 trump cards here. The Emperor and the Magician are the ones that strike me the most, but it's like they're going to be one and the same person. Somebody that you admire, that you trust, that guides you, that's like a really good leader figure, but it's also going to teach you as well, give you. So these 2 cards right here, this is the leader, almost like a father figure. But if you look, you've got the Magician, who's the teacher, the one that illuminates all of the information that you need. And it's illuminated onto the Emperor here, almost like these are 2 of the same people. The same person that you trust, that you admire, is also your teacher. We're also not putting ourselves first. We're not thinking of ourselves. We keep thinking about other people and doing things for other people instead of doing things for ourselves. Also the Sun card, okay, in reverse. Time is only going by, time is going by you, and there's some things that you need to experience that maybe you may not have the money for, or you're definitely not putting yourself first here. And you really need to do that. Yeah, you can't. And that may be part of what's going on over here, right? Because this is all overspending right here. So, and also be careful too about people that are going to be giving you financial advice, because it's not, it's going to be misleading or misguiding. So be careful with that too. Interesting. So we had, you're very welcome. So we've got Marco. Marco, did you want a little mini reading as well, since you're the next person I saw here? And if you want a reading, let me know you're here. Otherwise, I can't. I only see in my comments. I don't know if you're here or not. And then after Marco, I've got Jamie. Let me know what you want. And like I said, you can choose, if you don't want the tarot, you can choose any other deck. I've got a ton of them. Whatever you want, you can have. As far as the cards, yeah. For the cards. So I don't really have wine this week. I didn't plan well enough. So I've got a vodka and Coke. So I don't know what you guys are drinking. Hopefully you're drinking something with me as well, because it's Sleepover Saturday. Make sure I move the mouse so it doesn't fall asleep on me. And if you guys got specific questions as well, let me know. Okay. All right, Marco, let's do this. Kind of. To answer your question, kind of, but you do need to see things in a different perspective and in a different light. Pay very, very close attention to any detours. Also, you're going to have to lighten the load. You're a little bit overburdened with other things that are going on in your life right now, that you may not be paying attention or perceiving, right? We're losing focus on those things that are very important to us. So be very, these are all like, be very cautious. Otherwise but I would equate what I see here to really like coyote spirit, right? It's a trickster. It could set you off on the wrong path. All you got to do is take one step in the wrong direction. So that's why I said pay very close attention to what's going on around you and look at things from different perspectives, and you'll be able to maintain the correct path. So very long answer to your question is yes, just be very careful. Let me know if that makes sense. And then Jamie, if you've got a question too, you can, if you can type that into the comments, and then I can give you your reading. 10-4, yep. See, I knew you'd understand. And also, if you guys, we had a really good discussion last week. I really liked it. So if we want to continue on with that discussion, or if you guys have other questions that you would like answers on, I would totally be willing to do that too. So that way it's just not me shuffling cards. Just the general? All right. So the cards that you got here, trying to put what I see in my head into words. So the star card here, the first one I'm going to talk about is the star card. And this is kind of like having information and things that just make sense kind of fall into your mind. Everything kind of starts connecting. We're connecting the dots between one and the other, just that information. And it's peaceful, but it's knowledge that we need to receive. Logical. And it could be just various different ideas. There's a lot of motivation too. We've got the Knight of Wands here. We've got a lot of motivation, but this could also be interpreted as a person, somebody who is very charming, that likes to show off, very fiery energy, okay? Very fiery energy, passion. So I think it's something, if it's not a person, then it's definitely something that we are passionate about, that we're gaining and seeking more knowledge on, that we would like to continue to learn. And the Nine of Cups here in reverse. Don't overspend your resources in order to get the things that you want or need. Yeah, so about that. So I have no idea why my camera just kind of cut off, which is why like I'm moving my mouse over here. I know that there was a ton of updates that I did after that happened. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen again. Hi, Amy. Thank you, Christina. Oh, you don't worry about being late, honey. It's fine. You're very welcome, Jamie. All right, so who is next? Amy. Amy, you want a reading? Amy. Do, 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 do. Now that song is stuck in my head. Here we go. This new smell is good. I went to the shop. I had to get a candle for Emil, which is in like 2 weeks. And while I was there, I got some incense and stuff. So this is a new smell for me, but I really like it. It's a ginger lily. It's a very interesting smell. All right, Amy. Did you have like a particular question you would like answered or just in general? And then Sam, if you wanted one, you would be next based on what I can see in the comments. If I don't see you in the comments, I don't know if you're here. And I'm going to go in order of which I see them. Jess. Okay. Let's do it, lady. Amy. Well, that one wanted to go flying. Something has us clouded right now, Amy. Maybe there's a certain subject or certain area in which maybe we're a little foggy on. We're not really paying very close attention to our intuition. Like our minds and our hearts are flipped upside down right now. We don't know what the hell is going on. We thought we were able to forecast, see everything from a new perspective, a new height. But in doing so, maybe we lost our sense of intuition, like our gut was telling us something and we just decided to overlook it and ignore it. King of Swords. King of Swords. You know my kings and queens are generally people. He's somebody that is very intelligent, probably too smart for his own good. Very witty, very quick to the tongue. But he came right up after Temperance, which is kind of like telling me somebody that's going to help you find balance, because Temperance is all about balance. Right? We've got two extremes going on. Let me know if this makes sense. Let me know if it makes sense. Do 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 do. I'm moving my mouse around, so just in case it's like something timed out. Oh, that was for Amy, but you're right after Amy, Sam. Oh, Amy, also pay attention to the synchronicities that are going on around you, because there are probably messages and stuff that are kind of floating around you, flying around you. Make sure we're paying attention to them. Don't let our clouded mind or clouded judgment keep you from seeing these messages. Jess. You hear my daughter? She's singing. Yes, definitely. Love it. Sam. Did you have a question, Sam, or did you just want something general? So I think for my next like educational video, I think I finally got the right take, but I got to go over everything first. I got to listen to it first. Like I can cut out all the ums and ahs and stuff, you know, but like, did I make it consistent and concise? I was having trouble there, and I kept like and ahming, and I couldn't get a good focus for the life of me, guys. I couldn't get a good focus. Oh, yes, she does. Oh, yes, she does. All right. So you got too much crazy to narrow down. I understand. No, she is just like her mama. And you know, there's only certain songs that I gotta sing, and it's like I'm summoning her. She automatically just, mama, you know? And now, because I said mama, I've got Queen stuck in my head. Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama. Ooh. All right, so who's singing Queen with me now? Everybody? Ooh. So, Sam, we've got the Nine of Wands. So there are some things that have been getting very real, almost kind of like we're feeling like we're in a battleground, so to speak. Lots of, not animosity, but there is a lot of crazy going on. We don't know exactly like which way to look, or what's going to happen next. And do we need to go back and fight again? We're really looking, there's also a sense of security here that we're looking for, that we're hoping that we're going to get. But we've also got the Hierophant or the Faith card and the Hangman in reverse. So not looking at things from other perspectives that we really need to do. And there's going to come a point in time very, very quickly where the universe is just going to say, okay, now you're going to have to look at other options and other opinions and see what's going on. It's going to just lasso your feet and go, drink. you've got to like take care of that. If you want that peace and security, you got to take care of that. Faith, though, the Hierophant card. The Hierophant stands for a lot of different things. The Faith card is not just about finding your faith, and it's not just about religious aspects. It's also about education and structure, the kind of structure that you would get from, you know, a school, right? Or even the structure of the church, but it can still have those religious connotations. I kind of like think about it like Catholic school. When I went to Catholic school, because it was like religious and school at the same time. But no, I mean, but there's a lot of different perspectives here that we got to look at. Oh my God, hold on. Happy Saturday, Leslie. I can, Denise. You need structure, yeah. Yep. And also don't lose your faith. Don't lose. You've got good intuition, right? So also don't lose your faith. There's that little in there connotation. Boop. But Leslie would be next, Miss Leslie. Did you have a particular question? Well, I shuffle this deck and make it all awesome. They almost fell off of my lap. You have no idea how far away from my desk I actually am. Like, if I was to sit up at my desk, I'd be like, hi, guys. How are you? Yeah? We doing good? All right. That would be awkward. I'm actually super far away from my desk. All right. You don't. So just general. Lots of generals. Okay. Oh, shit. So I don't know if they're going to be the same thing or two different things, but we've got, first and foremost, there is, when it comes to finances, material things, I think if we just have a little bit more patience, we're going to have what we're looking for. Do a little bit more research on your finances and for your success, and it'll pay off. But I also see here the Justice card in reverse. I also see the King of Cups here in reverse. So like there's an unequal or unbalanced sense of justice here. Oh, yeah. I've got a professional mic now. So, and like a webcam and everything. So just making sure I'm not missing any of the comments, but like my webcam is here and then like my computer's all the way over here. And I got to read that tiny little print. And, you know, yeah, I got LASIK, but damn, that's still tiny. You know, I got to focus. I still got old lady eyes. All right. But yeah, no, this is somebody. So the King of Cups reverse, this is somebody that's super narcissistic, that likes to play on our hearts, that likes to, he's kind of like, an asshole got into. Like very precise. May or may not, maybe we feel like this person, no, but maybe this person might come into a sense of kind of come into a sense of our finances, like might be trying to come after something that's materialistic or, something physical, money maybe of ours that we've been fighting for. And so we feel like, well, that's not fair. Like, why do you get to have that? Some of what I've been working so hard for. Old lady, yes. Yes, guys, I'm almost 40. Come on now. Leslie, I hope that makes sense for you. Man, that justice card, I keep staring at it. Like, there was definitely something that we feel was unbalanced. That something went against our favor that we were trying really, really hard to get. And it was unfair, too. Like, it was unfair. Okay, look, I get it, right? I could be older, right? I shouldn't be saying old lady eyes, and I'm not. But I'm just saying, okay, they're not. Well, they are better than my, 20-something-year-old eyes, because I was blind as a bat before my LASIK. Blind as a bat. Let me just. So after Miss Leslie, then I've got Denise. You missed my sings. Will they be back? Ish. Now that you guys can hear me better on a better microphone, now I definitely sound like crap when I sing. I hate the way I sound. I got to listen to myself now because I'm making, some videos for y'all. And so I'm listening to the playback while I'm editing them. And I'm like, I sound so annoying. How can anybody listen to me? Incredibly annoying. Yeah, the writing is super tiny. The writing is super tiny. Leslie, or not Leslie. Denise, did you have a question? If not, I can just do a general. Sing along Saturday night. Yeah, sometimes it's definitely what it is. I just got to get like various songs stuck in my head, and I don't know the whole rules about YouTube. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to play music in the background when I'm on live. And I don't want to, but like, yeah, I could totally maybe put something like in my ear and then, sing it with you guys. Keep up the good vibes. Yes. You're finally settling your workers' comp case? Yeah. That would make sense. Denise, baby, please. You got me rocking and a rolling, rocking and a reeling, baba ram, ba 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 ram. Or as the Minions would go, banana, banana, na, banana, banana, na. God, I'm crazy. That's why you guys follow me, right? It's because you want to see how crazy I get, because I'm nuts. Oh, yeah. See, that's starting to make sense now. That's starting, yes. Denise, do you have a question? Because you're next, baby. You're next. If not, I'll just pull some cards for you. And while I'm waiting for a second, but look, so you're going to see, hopefully you'll see this much clearer. Oh, no, you can't. Yeah. So these are the cards that I'm going to be showing in my next video. They are the Ancient Italian Tarot deck. Nope, that's better so that you can see it. The Ancient Italian Tarot. Family. Family. Man, let me tell you, I decided after a number of years to like finally be like, hey, Dad, what's going on? It's been like a week. No reply back. So we're going to see. Well, if you planned on having any celebrations with anybody in your family, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Any parties you thought you were going to have, any get-togethers, gatherings, that's not going to happen anymore. And it's probably also saying that there's probably some things going on in your family that we might that might not be so good, right? We're not having a good time. We're not celebrating. We're not having fun anytime soon. The 7 of Wands is like fighting. It's opposition. There's many different situations that are going on, like different battlefronts that's going on that we're kind of trying to fight off. There might be people inside of your family that may be opposing you. The Ace of Cups is also here, which could be the rekindling of a relationship or somebody in your family, with somebody in your family. Knight of Wands in reverse. There may or may not be like physical aggression. The Knight of Wands is somebody that's really pushy, really showy, chauvinistic, like, you know, one of those bro dudes. It's like the personality of one of them. But generally, when they're angry, they lash out, they get really mean. That could be one of the big things here with the opposition. Sorry, it just kind of like popped out and I was like, whoa, what is this going on now? But I do see also the Ace of Cups, like I said, and that does talk about maybe a rekindling, but also something new that's going to happen, especially emotionally. new relationships, new sparks, new interests, new ways of being able to show that emotion with the people in your family. Ooh. Ooh, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Very crazy. Baby, it's crazy. Jess. And if you guys got like any questions for me, or, we want to talk, we want to have a conversation. Like I said, last week we had a really, really good conversation about crystals and symbolisms and meanings. And I actually broke out my Table of Correspondences book again, just in case we happen to land ourselves into a really good conversation. The one, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Oofa. Got all my things. I don't know, you can kind of see this stuff better now. I had to move some stuff out of the way so it looked more pleasing to the eyes, because let me tell you, it was a hot mess up there. You want to know more about crystal addiction? Dude, I mean, it's like Pringles once you pop, right? I mean, they just kind of build and add on. Like, I was looking around and I'm like, really? I don't have crystals everywhere. Yes, the hell I do. I totally forgot that right here. Right here, my brand new desk underneath my thing. Boop, there's still this crystal here. I still have not moved it. Man, yes. Yes, I love this one too. It's so pretty. This one and Lord be damned if I can remember the damn names of them. This one, Kamamba Jasper, I think it's called. This one I really like too because of what it's made out of. I did a little bit more research on this one. Now, it's not really like a Jasper stone, but it does have the way that it's made. There's it's algae that has been fossilized and stuff within stone, so you get both the earth element from the actual earth that but you get animal element in here as well. It's really nice. I love it. Yes, crystals are awesome. I love them. Should this be on my laptop and not on my phone? Oh, I don't know. I'm doing mine from a laptop. But I also have seen lives on my phone as well. I will admit, usually it is from like a Facebook feed. So yeah, I'm just going to get one crystal, and then the next thing you know, you've got several crystals. And now my daughter, she just like walks around. She's like, "Ooh, a rock," and it's just like a regular BS, rock on the side of the road. It's a piece of gravel or a piece of cement, and she's like, "I must bring it home, and it must be part of my collection." And I'm like, that's different, honey. That's it's not the same thing. Yes, a small one. I love them. I love them. Yes, get rid of some things to make room for more crystals, because there's always room for more crystals. I got a lot of green crystals too. I got some like jade, aventurine, malachite, but I also got like a lot of pink and purple ones too. Almost just as many. I've got a lot of stuff. by the end of this month, you'll probably see my entire crystal collection. Like I might have to go into the living room and grab the ones out of my living room. I've got so many crystals. I didn't think I would. Actually, I did. That's a lie. I did know I was going to have an affinity for crystals ever since I was like 11 or 12. My dad used to do this thing where he would go and people paid him to clear out stores that went out of business. And, some of those stores would just leave a whole bunch of stuff behind. So he would go in, clear it out, and then we would be able to resell because we got to keep all of it. So it was stuff that we would just resell at not auction, but at those little flea market things. And so he would go off and sell that. And I would be there because I was a daddy's girl, and I would go. When I was little growing up, I really was a daddy's girl. I would go everywhere with him. And he would be there selling stuff. And then I would just go and look at what was around at the flea market. Long story short, I made it a very long story. But then I started getting crystals because there was this stand, and I'd always hang out at the stand because they had so many cool crystals. That is where this one has been coming around with me ever since then. And Lord help me if I can't remember the name of this one either. It's like, it begins with a C. I know it begins with a C. I have the card in my crystal spirit deck, and I can't freaking remember. Lord help me. Green. I mean, they're great. The purple one, it's great. The purples are great, obviously, because the third eye. A lot of people are drawn to these indigos and purples, especially when your third eye is a little bit more open. It's like, ooh, and they're great for like the serenity and the mindful healing, the spiritual healing, like if you got anxiety, it helps with soothing. It's a very soothing color. And, then you got the pinks and all that. But green, that's the heart chakra, right? That's like opening up your heart to the world. A lot of cool stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of cool stuff. Crystals. Who knew, right? Crystals are amazing. Let me just give this a little go. Make sure I don't lose anybody before we're ready, I was thinking about too getting another. I'm just going like completely off topic now because I'm waiting for the comment section to keep up. But I'm looking at my decks down here because just off the side I got this little compartment, and I'm looking at my Rebel deck, and I'm like, God, I would love to use it, but so many people get upset with all the cussing. And then I was like, I really wanted to get that Rebels deck for couples, right, to do love readings. And yeah, I definitely wouldn't be able to use those. Oh, man. I try to buy. There is a deck that is being co-authored. So while I'm talking about tarot decks, I'm going to move that. So one of the tarot decks oracle decks that I have that I don't use very often, but I really need to start using them again, is this deck right here, which is like the Shaman Oracle. And this is one of my first decks because of this book. Do I have it right here? Shaman Healer Sage. I don't know if you can see that. My webcam sucks. Shaman Healer Sage by Alberto Villaldo, PhD, right? And this is a book really about him studying with the Incans and learning from them and what they did. And so he made his own deck, but now, and it just so happened to be a Colette Baron Reed deck as well. That, and when I got postcards from Spirit, and I was just like, maybe I'm just attracted to Colette Baron Reed. But anyway, I digress again. But Dr. Alberto is coming out with another Oracle deck. And that I pre-ordered that a couple months ago when I first found out that they were going to have it. So I'm waiting. They said the end of February. So I'm very excited to show you guys that as well. Yes, decks are very addicting. You can never have one. And I'm a huge fan of decks, man. Yeah, Leslie. Yes. Yes, these cards, the Rebel deck cards, oh no, that's the back. These cards are no joke. They are no joke. They will cuss you out. You want to talk about being real. They will cuss you out. She does. And I do love the majority of Colette's work. The one that I do struggle with the most is the Crystal Spirit deck. So this one, she's got a whole bunch of other decks. She's got her own tarot deck. But I don't have an affinity for a lot of those. I got this because I'm like, oh my God, this would be great, And I don't know. I kind of feel like this one was rushed a little bit. There's not as much feeling in it as the rest of her other decks. With the rest of them, you can almost get like a sense of what she was trying to go for with them. The crystal one, not so much. So I have it and I'm trying to use it to get more of an attachment to it, to learn it more, but I'm still not there yet. I'm trying though. Oh, they are so fun. Leslie, they are so much fun. They really are. They're hilarious. If you guys are willing, I would totally pull a couple of cards from the Rebel deck. But there's a lot of cussing, and there's 4 or 5 of you on here. So you guys can like get together and decide if it's okay for me to be cussing at you. Do it. He's like, do it. Yes. Have I ever thought about making my own tarot deck? Kind of, yes, but I don't know how it would go over, because there would be a lot of trademarking that I would have to, get consent for. So, for example, there's a lot of cards that when I look at them, I get a particular message. And for example, the King of Swords. You know what I see the King of Swords as? This is, to me, Professor Xavier, right? And the meaning behind what the King of Swords means, it kind of makes sense. There's one, 7 of Swords. That's my Phantom of the Opera card. My 4 of Swords is my Metallica card. Sleep with one eye open. I don't know why it's all of the swords that I can think of off the top of my head as well. But yeah, these would be, and as you can see, like one is a Marvel character, like I would need to get some heavy trademarking for that. Like I'd have to ask permission to use those kinds of things. All right. So yeah. Okay. So guys, the Rebel deck, remember, lots of cussing. So first, because you said yes first, Marco, here we go. Now these are read front to back. So there is no reverse here. And it's just one continuous message on the front and on the back. Oh, Marco. Get some fucking sleep. You are being an ass because you're fucking tired. Face to pillow now. Oh, man. Let's see. Who's next? All right, Papa Bear, because you commented second. Put the fucking phone down. Too much screen time is making you awkward and sad. Go talk to a live person. So here I am, live person. Oh, shit. Leslie, you ready? He's like, not tired. You're not tired right now. I mean, of course you're not tired. We're going to be awake until like 3, 4 in the morning. And you know when we're going to be tired? When the sun is up and it's like 8 in the morning and we need to be doing some stuff. Yeah, that's when we're going to get tired, isn't it? Mm-hmm. That's when I'm going to get tired. Leslie, being that what we just talked about, shit is going down with your job. Reevaluate, change your perspective, or fucking quit. Jamie. Jamie, don't fucking force it. Allow that shit to come to you. Oh, Duke. Hi, Duke. Sorry. All I see is the name, your screen name that you go by. So like with Denise, Miss Leslie, Miss Jane, I got all of your, like, I see their names, but Duke, I don't see your name. I just see you as Papa Bear. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right. So Denise, here we go. You need a big fucking hug. And then it says squeeze. So then I go squeeze. There's your hug. Virtual hugs. Virtual hugs. I think. Did I miss anybody? If I missed anybody, let me know and I will do a card for you. But yes, and that is the Rebel deck because it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I need to get better positioning too. How you doing? I'm nuts. I'm insane. Don't mind me. It's been a vodka kind of day. That was pleasant. Yeah, no, they're very to the point. It's very to the point. So, no, seriously, now my brain is all over the place. Who here is on the TikTok platform? Because that sea shanty song that's going all over the place, that gets stuck in your head and it is super catchy. And I'm thinking about it right now. I'm the good kind of sometimes. Oh man, this one just came flying out while I was just fake shuffling, but this one's hilarious too. Step away from the crazy making diet for a hot second. Kale and spirulina taste like ass, which is untrue. It really depends on how you make it. But anyway, I digress. Eat some yummy shit. Bacon, chocolate, beer, get some. I've been partaking in too much bacon, so probably not. It is very catchy, right? Holy crap. It is super catchy. Oh, here's another one. Ah, yes. This is a good Elsa card. Shame, regret, and guilt. Those are just bullshit. Forgive and let that shit go. Yeah. That's some Elsa stuff right there. Let it go. Let it go. I'm waiting for my daughter. Be one with the wind and sky. Let it go. Let it go. You'll never see me cry. And here I stand in the light of day. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. I am nuts. I am so crazy. How do I go from sea shanties to like Elsa? I don't know. That's what makes me crazy. So, yeah. I'm going to wait for you guys. If you guys, like I said, if you guys have any topics that you want me to talk about or anything, let me know in the comments. I'm actually going to, if you give me 2 seconds, I'm going to go run to the restroom real quick. You'll probably hear that with the mic being as good as it is now. And like 2 seconds, just 2, that's 4 seconds, 2 seconds. All right, and I'm back. And I'm back. Oh, man. Yes, yes. So, now that I'm thinking about it too, I know there's a whole bunch of, oh yeah, no, everything came out fine. Trust me, everything came out fine. Y'all are nuts. Yes, everything is just fine. If there are things that you would like to learn more about, since I am, doing these educational videos now, I'm kind of going to be focusing a lot on the tarot, but if there are certain things that you guys want to learn more about, let me know too, so I can, put that down. I may do a couple of different series mixed in between and, not just focus on tarot. I was thinking about doing, what our our big pagan holidays are. Like we're coming up to Emil here in about 2 weeks. I was thinking about doing that series, but I don't know how much you guys would like it. So I was thinking about a lot. I've got a lot of things that I'm thinking about, but I want to know what you guys think too. Like, what do you guys want to learn more about? And it's good for me too, because as there's things that I know, but then always doing that extra research to give you guys the best information. Like, it's really educating me as well. And I love it. I love learning about all sorts of new and crazy things. All of these different decks. Guidance decks, they're not like traditional, they're not tarot decks. They're all going to be the same. It's all the same 78 cards. They all basically have the same meaning behind all of them. And with guidance cards, with oracle cards, they're a little bit different because the people who wrote them, they have like a basis for them. There's symbols that are already inherently there that can guide you through them. And so they're all going to be a little bit different. And it's all based on what the artist wants you to see. That's what makes them so awesome. Gives you a little bit of a different insight. Oh, the shit in the, yes. So here's some news about that. So we are going to be moving back to the house here in about 6 months, a little bit earlier than we thought we were going to move back. So as I allow my house to overgrow again, there'll be more of those. Definitely, there'll be more of those. Here's some shit in your backyard. There's a girl on TikTok actually that does it really well. She's like 100. I can't remember her name now, but she's vegan, but so vegan. I mean, she'll go out and forage for her own stuff and, process them a healthy way. It takes her to make a meal that she wants. Today she would have had to start making and prepping everything 2 months ago, like acorns. You got to, soften them up first and do all sorts of other things before you can actually eat them. And she tells you all of this stuff. Look what I foraged for. And then she does this whole video for it. And it's super interesting. I don't know if I can get in detail with that because she's really good, but I'm going to try. Yeah. Yes. I love oracles. They are super interesting. And they're all a little different. I don't know why everybody's very big with the Doreen Virtue decks. And I just can't get a good feel on them. Archangels. Yeah, that's going to be, I could do that one. That's going to be an interesting one because that would be like a whole nother series, because there's so many. One, there's more archangels than you think there are. Two, they have their own language. And yeah, there's a lot of things. I would have to go over like each archangel and who they are, what they did, what they symbolize. There would be a lot of stuff. That's a good one. I'm going to write that down, actually. That's a good one. I might do that as a mix. And, that one's going to be pretty. So many people that have done those that have got way better graphics than I do. Oh, man. He's like, I can't type. It's okay. I can't type either. I'm shit at it. Runestones. I know. Yeah, I know a little bit about runes. Like, I don't use them as a divination thing, but yeah, no, I am familiar with runes. Yeah, so I could do runes. Now remember, I'm not, this is not going to be all overnight. Don't expect tomorrow I'm going to have all these videos, but these are good. This is good. And I could do a series on that. Yeah. What else? What other good ideas you guys got for me? Yeah, so I learned a little bit more, Leslie, about the Doreen Virtue decks. And at some point in her life, she went she went from being a spiritualist to being very, very Christian, and she wanted her decks to be removed because it wasn't what she felt was good anymore. And she tried to have them removed, but the publishing houses, they just keep actually printing the decks, and she wants nothing to do with them anymore. And I feel like once I learned that, I was like, that makes sense, because that energy is really heavy with those decks, and that would make sense why I would not want them. Yeah, everybody's got archangels around them. Some people, there's the usual ones, the four main ones, Raphael, Michael or Michael, Gabriel, Uriel. Those are like your main ones. And those also actually have cardinal directions related to them as well. But there's like 12 or 13 different archangels, and depending, like there's an Abrael, you've heard Metatron before. Actually, Metatron, I had to actually look up because I didn't start learning or hearing about Metatron, because I don't teach you that one in Catholic school, until I started like looking into spirituality a little bit more. And I was like, Metatron, that just sounds like some made up shit. And so like I had to go look it up, and it was very interesting when I learned more about it. Yeah, I don't like those decks. Yeah, I totally thought Metatron was made up. I had to go back and look, and I'm like, no. And I really spent, like, I wanted to learn a lot about, so when I was younger, I actually did a lot of research on archangels. And that's when I found out that there's like this whole angelic script, and there's this whole angel language. And that really piqued my interest, and I was trying to, but I hadn't, after all that research and me searching on the internet, I don't know why I didn't learn about Metatron before, but apparently it's legit. It just sounds like he would be a transformer. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't have thought of a better name. Yes. I didn't even look over there. Yes. He sounds like a transformer. Yes. Doesn't even sound real. Yes, it doesn't sound real, so I had to go and look that up. But yeah, no, and a lot of the angels, so in Hebrew, the el, it's like of him, and so a lot of them will have the el at the end, or the iel, like Abrael, and that's closer, Gabriel, Michael, that is closer to how it would be originally. And actually, Michael, that's not even its original, his original name. It's a little bit, it's even a little bit different from that in the original context of it. But yeah, but everybody said Michael is just easier. Michael is just easier. In one. Oh man. Good. Yeah, yeah. The one in the Marvel books, so there is an archangel in the Marvel comic books, which is also kind of funny that we're talking about that. But his name is just, Angel, because he was originally born with like angel wings, like with the feathers and everything. And then it turns out that his dad is really Apocalypse. and Apocalypse as he's like a shape-shifting kind of dude and he lives forever. And Apocalypse ends up doing like in a different form, right? Ends up doing all these like experiments on his own son and then turns those nice feathery wings into the metal wings. So he goes from being angel to archangel, but that's that's his comic book name. So now that we started talking about comic books, yeah, right, Sammy? Like you just can't. And I think it's that energy that she put out there. I don't want these decks published anymore. And sure enough, like they keep publishing them. And it's just that. But you've got some readers too that'll swear by these decks. And that's all they use are these Dorian Virtue decks. And I just can't connect with them as much as I can't. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. Just like I can't get this thing to focus so you can see this. I mean, like, look, I can't. Can you even see the words? And look, it's blurry as shit. I'm getting very mad at this camera. I really am. I'm getting very mad. And I'm just over here shuffling this deck, like for no reason. No reason. I just need to shuffle a deck. And so here we go. Shuffling the deck that I'm using to play actual cards with. And I thought I would actually use a real deck of playing cards to like do some of the stuff that I'm trying to do. And as it turns out, I didn't need to do that, but I couldn't find one. So I bought a whole new deck of actual freaking playing cards. And I'm not even going to use them now. Yeah, she told, because she changed over to Christianity. Yeah. Yep. Oh, you can only listen, Denise? I'm so sorry. In the International Dictionary, so I know a little about the other side of angels. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Angels are a whole different energy. And there's actually now like a whole new toss up, a whole new depiction of who this one's going to fascinate you too, about who Lucifer is supposed to be, whether or not he's actually bad or good. So people are now questioning that, or he's just another inevitable side of of the same coin. Yeah, so there's some very interesting things that I've been seeing and that I've been reading. It's like a whole new view is coming to light about who he was supposed to be. Kind of like how there are people that are re-looking at older texts. There's one woman who's a linguist, like professionally, and she rewrote Gilgamesh. I think I'm thinking of the right one. But in, what the actual translation was supposed to be without bias and, and all that. And it's a little bit different of a story. Just a little bit different. So it's kind of like, okay, when you take the bias and you take the hatred, I guess, out of it, because women were really victimized in the Bible, minorities were. It's crazy, and that's like any Bible that you read, any of the Abrahamic religious Bibles. There's like a lot of crazy stuff in there, and yeah, I don't even know when you retranslate it to something that wasn't what the monarchy at the time wanted you to read. It translates into something different. Palmistry. What do I know about palmistry? That is not my forte. That is not my specialty. I could learn about it a little bit more, but that is, I don't know enough about palmistry to really be able to do a class. I would not be comfortable with doing videos on it. Not yet anyway. There's a lot of things that, yeah, I would not be right. I would not be properly prepared for a conversation about palmistry at all. That is a fact. But I do personally know people that have spent many, now that I've known them, many years studying that, and they're really good at it. But no, no, ma'am, I would not be comfortable in that at all. I know enough on my left hand to tell you what these main things are supposed to be, but these main things, for what I know them for, should actually be on this hand, but my hand on this side doesn't look right. It's not normal. And I would not know how to read that because that's not in any of the damn books. Like somebody who has really studied hands for a very long time would. So I can't even use my own hands as a guide. Like, what does this mean? I don't know. Yes. Yes, I don't know. I do not. That would not be a good one. Like all the other ones, I'm like, yeah, runes, yeah, archangels, yeah, I got that. I could do that. Yeah. Palmistry. Negative. No. Oh man. I mean, like I could do two very basic astrology, like the plant, like the signs, like the zodiac, the planets and what all of those mean and where, that. But then it gets a little bit more detailed because then you might have like Leo 24 degrees in the 8th house and you're like, what the fuck does that mean? That means a specific thing. But then if your Leo 24 degrees in the 8th house happens to be conjunct to Uranus, that means a thing too, because those are aspects. And so it gets a little bit more detailed and nuanced. And once you get that far, I have not gotten those down yet, but I'm trying to. I have purchased many, many books about that, and I've just not finished reading all of them. So yes, it gets crazy. Astrology gets crazy. Whoo. And then that's not even talking about all of the little asteroids that are all over the place, because now we can see all these different asteroids with all of the crazy technology that we've got. And now people are starting to put like meanings to the asteroids. I don't know that crap. God, I'd have to go looking for that crap. It's true. It's very true. Like, do you know that there's like a Hecate asteroid? There's a Lilith asteroid. You're like, fucking what? Yes. And they mean something. I just learned that. There were those asteroids out there like just a couple of weeks ago. And I'm like, they mean something? But yeah, I'm still learning. That's something else that I'm still learning, but I'm slightly more confident. It's just slightly more confident, but not by much. Not by much. So I took an astronomy class in college, and like it really confused the professor because I understood the concepts to astronomy, but I did not understand the math behind astronomy. And yeah, I was really bad at tests. Like I can tell you all day how a supernova works, right? Like conceptually, this makes sense. Like, and here are the things, but I can't do the math behind it. That E equals MC squared. As soon as you put numbers in there, I'm like, what? Banana? And it'll mean, yeah, but no, yeah, it is. It's so freaking complicated. It's ridiculously complicated. Like dude, you don't need to be that complicated. Astrology, what's going on? You don't need to be that complicated. Yeah, if I could have taken an astrology class in college, that would have been awesome. I did, however, get the opportunity to take a yoga class in college, specifically the psychology of yoga, and that was fucking fascinating. And then we had a whole, like, not only did we have our class, our like hour and a half long class, but then we also had an hour and a half long lab that went with the class. So not only did I get to learn about yoga and the psychology behind it, but then I got to do yoga, and it was just so fascinating. It was just so fascinating. I loved that teacher. I think I took like 5 or 6 classes of his. It got to the point where like I knew his kids' names. Like, hey, how's your daughter? Like, it was just really weird. Just really weird. But he was like one of those hippie professors too. So there was actually a lot of hippie, now that I think about it, that I had a lot of hippie teachers in college. There was one teacher, not even kidding you. She loved purple so much it became her permanent aesthetic. So she has purple hair. All of her clothes are purple. Her underwear is purple. Her socks are purple. Her purse is purple. All of her accessories are purple. Her car is purple. Her flowers in front of her house are purple. Her house is purple. Everything. She's obsessed. Obsessed. Loved her. And they did like a whole article, like a town newspaper article on her too. It was just hilarious. Lives out in the woods in a trailer. Nothing wrong with that, but it's like purple. Everything is purple, and that's like they did a story on her because she was just so fascinating because it was just everything purple, and you find out how much of an activist she is, and she was like absolutely amazing and fascinating. But it was just, when I met her, she was like 70 years old and like living like she's 18. And I just fucking loved it. She always came in with like flowers in her hair and just loving life. I fucking loved her. It sounds like your hairdresser. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I know. I loved all of my professors. Well, almost all of them. Shouldn't see this item. Yeah, it is a lot of purple. She actually was not a psychology teacher. She was more of a sociology teacher. But it was her class that I did a really, really interesting presentation on with another individual. It was for the purposes of the legalization of marijuana. And so he did all of the cultural stuff about it. And then like I did all of the science stuff about it. And based on the knowledge and the research that we had like 15 years ago, it was a very interesting presentation. Changed a lot of people's minds about it. No, she overdid the color purple. Like she overdid it to a crazy extreme. Very crazy extreme. Very crazy. I got so many stories, guys. I got so many crazy stories. I'm almost out, guys. And since I don't have nearly as many people on here as I normally would have done on a Facebook Live, God, on a Facebook Live, I would have had a laundry list of names. I loved it, though. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. But it's a little bit more calmer here. I can discuss more things. But it's also, like I said, it's a little bit calmer. So there's not a lot of stuff And then, I run out. So we may have to call it soon. Oh, yeah, the psychology of yoga there. I forgot a lot more about it than I cared, than I want to talk. But I would definitely go back and relearn it a little bit. But I forgot a lot about it. Other than, hey, I got to do this thing. Own a farm and let the farm animals in the house. Yes. Yes. There are some that I don't mind living in the house. Chickens are not one of them. I would not have a chicken living in the house. But a baby goat or like a pygmy goat, I would totally do. I want a goat so bad. Ever since I saw those videos of like the goat screaming like people, that was just crazy. But then you got the little goats that like just jump off of, people's backs and do all sorts of crazy things. They're so damn cute. And that's all I would want a goat for, though, was to watch that. I don't really want the mess of one. But yeah, no, totally. I would do I love animals. They're so damn cute. Ducks and a pig. So I got another friend too, Sam, that he's got a duck living with him now too in the house. Now ducks really weren't it wouldn't be weird for him to have ducks, but they were more of an outside thing for him where they all lived by the lake. But so many of the ducks would go missing because of, creatures like coyotes and stuff eating them, or freaking the neighbors, some of the new neighbors that came in not liking the ducks. So they would like shoot them and stuff. It's terrible. So, plus they're really bad at laying eggs. Like you'd be surprised at how terrible the maternal instincts or paternal instincts are for ducks. They are absolutely terrible. And so he'd be losing ducks left and right, and he would never get any new ducks. So he just decided to keep the last one he had into his house. It was funny. Pygmy goes, yeah, I love them. They're hilarious. The shit gets everywhere. Oh, that's terrible. All right. So we've actually been on here for a while, and I'm not really doing any more readings. So if y'all don't got any more questions, I think I'm gonna call it a night, and get my kid to bed and maybe refill my beverage. I should do a Zoom meeting. I'm actually not nearly as I'm decent with Zoom, but I really prefer Discord. But that is actually a gamer thing. Because I like to play video games, specifically Elder Scrolls Online. Look me up at Dazzler709 PCNA. Yes, I mean a healer. But so I'm on Discord a lot, and I know a lot of other creators who do. Like I know one of my friends, he loves making weapons. He's just woodworking, actually, because it started out as miniature weapons, and he started out with toothpicks. And then it got more and more advanced, and now he does pocket knives, he does professional pens, he does wands. He actually did this wand for me. He did this one for me, which I absolutely love. I want a little bit more done to it, like maybe put like a little gem or something in here. But he's done, and this is before he started doing all of the pens and stuff, like his early, this was one of his earlier works, his earlier pieces. But yeah, no, and now he does so many cool things. He's really good. If you want to look him up, he's got his own Patreon, his own YouTube channel, but it's the Splinter Smith. So if you want to see him, he does some really good work. But yeah. So that's going to be about it. Now that I've plugged in one of my friends, that's actually going to be about it. I think I'm going to call it for the night. Tomorrow I've got some editing to do on my last video. I think I've got a really good take. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, thank you for hanging out with me, guys. Very awesome. I'm glad I've been able to figure out the issues so my computer doesn't just hang up on you guys in the middle of a sentence. But yeah, look out for more creative things. I've got a list of things to do now. You guys are going to keep me busy. I love it. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys and all of your support. And I'll see you guys next time.